In terms of what you get in the box, there's kind of a lot here, so I'll go over it. Here's obviously the main unit itself. It's fairly beefy, much beefier than the modern vacs, but obviously you got a water reservoir here, clean and dirty water reservoir, so this is going to be rather massive. You got your extension handle here that let's see if we can just figure out where this goes on the fly. I'm pretty sure it just goes right down in here. There we go. Then I think you have a release as well. So I'll figure all that part out. So there's the main unit itself. Just to show this real quick, you have this kind of interesting looking drip pan, which is cool, that you can set it on. I'm sure some water will drip down off of it, so that's why they have this. But that's kind of neat. Let's take this off while we're at it. There we go. And then you get a variety of attachments. You obviously got the hose here, and with a small micro head here, or mini head I should call it, with bristles, and of course a suction nozzle, so you can attach that here and do that for spot cleaning. And then you also have a second sized attachment here that comes in the box. This is a much bigger thing that can hold a separate reservoir. I'll have to look at the manual and see, but I presume this is when you want to do, again, spot cleaning. You don't want to mix up the big tank. I think you could probably do this small one and put it in its place. Comes with two, at least the version I got came with 2 bottles of the Shark Carpet Xpert Deep Clean, and then an oxy multiplier over here. So we'll read the instructions on how to do that. Here's the instruction manual. That's everything that you get in the box. Okay, we're back at it. I'll just go over the unit a little bit more in detail here. First, you're going to have your water tank, your clean water tank here at the top. You just pull that off. Then at the bottom, they've got this sealed cap that you can unscrew off, like so. You're going to fill it up with water. Hopefully this will show up to about here. And then you'll finish it off by pouring in the concentrate to that fill line. Put your cap back on and put it back in the unit. Hopefully it'll be watertight at that point. That's going to be the clean water solution. You also have this bad boy here, which is your Stain Striker, which is an awesome name, by the way, Shark. Stain Striker. I like it. The oxy multiplier. Similar concept. You're just going to unscrew this lid. You're going to fill it up with the Stain Striker up to the max fill, and then you'll be using that for spots and things. So there's that, which goes in, wait a second, make sure that I got that right, like that. Great. And then of course you do have this, which will be your dirty water tank. When you fill it up, it will be full of nastiness of all types, so you'll want to be extra careful when you pull it out, but then you'll be able to, let's see, I think this lid comes off. Let's take a look. There should be a way this comes off. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Right. So you just got to use a little force like that. Take that off. Dump it out. And then you can put it back in and be ready to keep rocking and rolling. From a concept, this seems pretty simple. We're going to try it out and see what happens. Okay, a couple things I'll mention here. If you're going to use the Shark detergents and oxy multiplier, which I highly recommend, you're using a Shark vac carpet cleaner, why wouldn't you use their cleaning solution? The difference between the two, it does say on here, which is very helpful. On this one, it will say do not dilute. So this one goes into the little blue tube that I mentioned, and you don't add water. You just pour this straight in there. It's not a concentrate. It's you just use it as is, as an oxy multiplier. This one, and it says it right on there as well, dilute. So you definitely want to combine this with water in the tank. It's very convenient. That said, if you want to use your own, you've got another brand that you prefer, there's nothing that, it should work perfectly fine in the Shark Xpert carpet cleaner. It shouldn't have any problems whatsoever. I'm going to run these because, well, one, they came with the machine, and also it's just simpler. I don't have to do any confusing adjustment of ratios or anything or like that. So I think it's just going to be simpler to run with the Shark cleaning solution, but you can, of course, use whatever solution you're comfortable with. Okay, we're going to fill this up with some hot water. The manual does recommend that you not exceed 140 degrees Fahrenheit. That coming out of the tap is not going to be a problem, at least in this house, but if you've got some access to ultra hot water somehow, you want to make sure you back it down so that it's under 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Otherwise, you might melt the plastic. Okay, it's getting up there. So we're just going to fill it up to the max fill line. Okay. I may have slightly overfilled it, but it's really, really close. Like, really close. And now we're going to add in the deep clean, the one that says dilute. And I like this version because it's very easy to know how much to add. You don't have to do any measuring other than just pouring to the fill line. We'll add this in. We're just going to pour until it reaches that top line. If you're wondering how much you get in that little bottle that comes in the with the cleaner, I'd guesstimate based on the weight that you're probably going to get about three tanks before you need to buy another bottle. So I'll try to confirm that if I can. But okay, we got it filled up. We're just going to put it right on here, upside down, click it into place. I'm going to pull this out and fill it up next. All right, we filled up this. Basically, you just empty the entire bottle into this container, so it's 1-to-1. There's really just nothing left over. You're just going to fill the whole thing up, slide that in there, and at this point, we should be ready to try to do some cleaning. Okay, first one was just okay. I think that was definitely on me some learning lessons. There was a part I did not see in the box that needs to go on the over the brush roller, and if you don't have that in place, it definitely will not work. So that threw me for a little bit. This is the piece that I missed actually, and so now that that's on, it works great. But look at this, ugh. And worse, look at that. Yuck. A little bit. The other thing is that it does run out pretty quickly, even though it's efficient with water. It does run out, and the problem is it doesn't really tell you that it runs out. Like yes, there's a light indicator, but honestly, you know, when you're in it, you don't think to keep looking and checking on that indicator. So I do wish it would either shut off or make some other you know, more perceptible notification that you're out of clean water. Lastly, on that, so the clean water reservoir is less than a gallon. The dirty water reservoir, you know, if I ran, you know, I'm going to say a gallon is less than a gallon, but if I ran a gallon of clean water through it, I picked up like maybe a quarter of a gallon back out of the carpet. So expect your carpets to be wet for a while. And if you're doing it as I was in my socks, that's a bad move. You want to go barefoot on this. Okay, I've spent a few hours with the Shark Carpet Xpert and a few observations. One, you definitely need this drip plate that they gave you because even after you shut it off and do a pretty good job of venting things out, there's still water in the system that will eventually drip out. So having a drip plate is very helpful. It's not just a convenience thing. It's like something you need. Two, I remember how much I hate using corded vacuums and carpet cleaners. I've gotten spoiled using my Dysons and the Shark Detect and all my other tools that don't require cords. So when I got one like this, I almost forgot what it was like, and I quickly remembered how I hated having to manage a cord. The other big problem is here. Let me turn this around a little bit. Maybe let's just bring it to you. Okay. The cord, and I don't understand, maybe someone smarter than me knows the answer to this, but this has boggled my mind since when I used to swing around a corded vacuum. The cord they put always so far down on the model, instead of, you know, up here, which is where up higher where you're going to need it in actual use. Like when you're swinging this thing, the cord being down so low gets in the way all the time. So you almost always need it to run up along the handle to keep it out of your way. Why they don't include something like that automatically, I don't know. Why they'd run it in here instead of up through the top makes no sense to me. It seems like a really major flaw, and it is very annoying when you're swinging this thing around on the floor. You can get used to it and get around it, but I do find that annoying. Other major problem is the clean water tank. Well, the tank isn't a problem, but what will happen is you can run this empty and the expert doesn't tell you. There's no indicators, there's no beeps, there's no nothing. And so you can swing along happily doing your thing and not realize that you're not actually dispensing any, you know, cleaning water on your carpet, which is kind of frustrating when you finally realize it and like, oh crap, now I got to go back over and use it all. It does have an indicator on the dirty water tank when it's full, but it doesn't have one for the clean water tank when it's empty. And I think that's a major mistake. I think they should have thought for that, because in practicality, you're going to need that. Second, the other thing is it's heavy. I think it's 14.5 pounds. That's without the water, so it's going to be more with the water, and it's certainly going to be more if you've got all the attachments on this. I took the hose off because I just didn't want the extra weight. If you're spot cleaning, obviously it's not that hard to come in and attach the hose back. How does it clean? Well, it cleans really good when it's actually dispensing water, and that's kind of on you, the operator, to keep an eye on that tank at all times. The other problem I ran into was when I was watching the tank, making sure that it didn't go empty on me. After a lot of use, the intake valve clogged, and I don't think it was dispensing the water from the tank. So I kept thinking, like, man, this tank is lasting a really long time because the water's still in it. And then, you know, finally stopped, took it apart, saw it was clearly very clogged. I got the video. It's disgusting. It is incredible what this thing is pulling out of the carpet, but it clogged the kind of the suction area, and I think it probably clogged or prevented it from dispensing more of the water. So cleaned all that out and got it going. But that's like another thing you just got to be like on top of and watch very closely. So something I wanted to call out. Okay, one thing that I've definitely noticed is this leaves the floor very wet. That's why I am not wearing any socks, and you probably won't want to either. They'll be drenched when you're done. But one of the things you can do to help make your carpet not quite so wet after running is you can go ahead and go over it in a quick dry mode. So going back over what you've done, basically just trying to suck out more water without dispensing more water. So that's what we're going to do now. Okay, so I've been able to spend a couple more hours with the Shark Xpert, and a few thoughts, a few things. One, on the clean water tank, you know, flip it over and unscrew the lid and fill it up. Well, it's very easy to cross thread that cap. It's not like the best fit in the world. And if you do that, it'll think it's unsecure, and when you flip it over, all of a sudden you start dribbling out water. Not the end of the world, but it happened more than once when I was using the machine where it again didn't thread on exactly right. Easy enough to fix, but just one of those things that might get you as you're using it. Two, I still really hate cords. I forgot how convenient cordless machines are, and running one with a cord makes me, you know, brings back a lot of old memories that weren't good memories, especially the way that Shark has run the cord near the bottom of the unit or base of the unit. Super bad idea. I'm going to actually have some thoughts on how I'm going to modify mine to make it a little better in use. Hopefully Shark will pay attention and maybe improve their product. Beyond that, as far as the cleaning, which is the most important part of the unit, it does a good job. Like my carpets look noticeably better today from the cleaning I did yesterday, which makes sense. For comparison, I used to have a rug doctor 8 years ago, 9 years ago. I think they're still pretty much the exact same today. That was a great cleaning machine, but obviously for much a bigger area. I had a bigger house and much more carpet. I don't have nearly that kind of carpeted space in this house, so the Shark is going to be perfect for my house. It's very easy to fill up and just run, you know, do a room. A little bit longer than vacuuming, but not too much longer as far as your time. The cleaning solution, what you get with the box is just a 12-ounce concentrate from Shark. You can purchase a 48-ounce bottle from them on Amazon for like 20 bucks, which would give you, you know, 4 times the cleaning that you get. So that's probably about 12 tanks of clean water, give or take, approximately, what I was finding anyway. But you can also use any cleaner. I've mentioned that before. So it's going to be a pretty low cost machine to operate. I don't think you'll find it a lot of overhead and materials. You will have to clean it a lot, especially if you have pets and lots of fur and dirt and everything in the house. It clogs up pretty quick in a lot of areas. I'll show some of those places, but you'll want to do regular maintenance on that to get the best cleaning experience. Okay, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I think definitely there's some great deals on the Shark, well, pretty much the whole Shark lineup. So if you're looking for a cordless vacuum, it's almost Black Friday, so definitely some deals to be had out there. But if you're looking for the carpet cleaner, I do recommend this one. It worked really well. It's perfect for the small to medium size jobs. If you have a bigger house with more surface area, then you might want to step up to something that has a larger tank, because even though the Shark is pretty efficient with the water it has, the small tank runs out pretty quick. And if it doesn't run out really quick, that means you probably got a clog or something somewhere that you need to fix. So that should be your first alert. All right. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you in the next video.